Hey, brothers and sisters, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. And let me greet everybody real quick. Havorten ha dugu dog, ola oite bang vasas los. Bonjour, Miss Me, Keto Bawani Konichiwa. Ihani Ama, Sani Modani, Jambo Habari Nani, Assalamu alaikum, Shalom. I ran across this lady here on TikTok. And I thought it was important for us brothers to understand when somebody really has our back versus the BWs who really never had our back. And one of the things you have to look at, and I'll explain it to you, is that it's hard to take them seriously when they say stuff like, we have your back. We're talking about the BWs. All right. So this is going to just, again, lay out why you, if you're a good Afro man, these women, no matter what soft words they come and give to us, you're going to see the contrast when somebody is actually standing up for the good man versus what the so-called black woman stands up for. And hint, it's not going to be the good man. All right? So, with that said, let's get into this because I still have to pack. All right? Let me remind you that my Cash App and my PayPal me will be in the description box. All right? Let me also remind you, all right, so this idea is coming together. And one of the things that I think we should do is start teaching science ourselves. If you don't understand it, and not from the Caucasian point of view, we need to leave them schools alone. We need to teach our children how to identify, build, make stuff. Because that's what they're trying to keep us from doing. All right. So, with that said, let's get ready to break this down. Oh, and check the description box for the links that you're about to see too, outside of the videos. All right. So, as we break this down, I'm going to play this video again. All right, I am going to play this video again. And what you are going to see is a direct correlation and contrast to what the BW think is protection versus the Caucasian. All right, and it's going to be worse than this. I want you to pay attention to one thing in particular, and that is who they are speaking to. All right, these are the women that are mad and angry because a lot of the men that they didn't want in the first place are being sought after by what they refer to as the Karens. But they deny to themselves the reason why they are losing out on the best quality of men, and they don't get it. Hold on for a second. All right, so they lack understanding. One of the things you will understand is they thought they were entitled not only to do whatever they want to the Afro man up into destroying him, but they thought they were entitled to his resources also, meaning that If they couldn't take his resources, they would destroy it. Some of y'all have been posting many videos to me of, and I did a couple of videos of black women destroying the cars of their former lovers because it's like they don't want you happy. All right? They don't want you happy. And they thought, all right, one of the things that they thought was that you wouldn't be happy without the misery that they were giving you. And even when they come to you unprepared. Meaning unprepared to be wife material and stuff. I saw a woman complaining, I'm beautiful, I'm this, that, and the other. Why have I not had a boyfriend? She's been getting run through, but not had a boyfriend. We ain't even talking about husbands. These women won't be ready to get husband till after they've been run through thoroughly. And as more men, like myself and others, go to other countries, we're going to end up with one of them women from another country. We won't end up with them. And with all the stuff going on, they're going to find out the hard way that the most resourceful men, that the men that manage their money well, are going to be gone. But don't worry, they didn't want them anyway. Why didn't they want them? Well, they're older and wiser, and they want young and dumb. Think about that. Hold on for a second. Now, with everything that's going on, they're going to wish they had older and wiser instead of young and dumb. But still, they are still burning bridges. They are nuking them bridges. All right? So here's the contrast. This is BWs. And these are the only guys they studying for. Pay attention to her words. Look at their deeds. Now, understand this. The black women thought they had our backs because after somebody is shot and killed in a community that they made where they gave people with no good intentions the out to treat that community any old kind of way, they got rid of the strong men that protect, right? Now, the only men they want back, remember, I said they don't have our backs. If you're a good man, that's resourceful. And see, good men are not sellouts. A lot of these dudes that's speaking up against what the government is doing, that's speaking up saying, no, we gonna our rights or die, it's the smart men. The ones that went and put themselves at risk to be changed were the easy pickings in many cases. The weak-minded in many cases. The uninformed because they were lazy and didn't want to do the research and they acted out of fear. Understand this. So they picked the weak or the ones that was easily to be manipulated, meaning they were thugs, so they would sell out for money. This is who they like. And now listen to the conversation.
This is a video specifically targeted to black men. If you're not a black person, please respect our boundaries and do not interact with this video. This is the discussion between black people.
Oh, mind you, when I told her about herself and stuff, her and another one, they deleted my comments because they didn't want a discussion. Anytime they open their mouth, They want to tell us how to be men.
Please respect our boundaries. So, that being said,
Now, understand, the men that she's really talking to are not the strong-willed, the ones that's able to protect. Pay attention.
for the black men, if you were to die or go to jail right now, how many black women would be affected by it?
Die and go to jail. How many black women would be affected by it? I'm going to show you why it might possibly be a lie. And the children aren't going to be affected by it because they choose men that don't do anything anyway.
How many black women in your life would be directly affected by your death or your incarceration? Can you think about all of those women right now, those black women, and the children that come under them?
In other words, they don't give a damn about the Afro man. She's thinking about what their choices have left them. Right? So she's trying to make people pity the situation that their choices got them in. Now let this play through.
After them and all that stuff. So now that you thought about it, can you imagine the fear that these women live under every single day? Imagine the fear of a daughter that has a black father, the fear of a wife that has a black husband, the fear of a mother that has a black son, a grandmother that has a black grandchild, the fear that we constantly live in, that our families can be broken at any moment. If a single black man gets killed, our family gets broken. And all the pain we will carry to our next generation from one single black man getting killed or taken away from those black women. Do you see where I'm going with this? So now that you thought about it, can you please understand that when a black woman is talking about her personal pain, in no moment she's dismissing the fact that black men are also going through shit in this racist society?
Now here's the thing. But that's exactly what she did. She didn't, not only that, but when the Afro men tried to tell them the truth, they shut them down, turned them off.
That black men are also hated in society. So instead of attacking a black woman when she speaks her truth, why not us just stand together? Because if
now, her truth, so she don't speak the truth. So we're supposed to support their lies. So what's the lies? That the black men ain't taking care of their kids. Okay? We're going to blow that out of the water in a minute.
one of my sisters lose a black man in their lives, I'm dealing with a broken sister. I'm feeling her pain as well. So black women not only have to carry our own pain, but the fear of losing a black man in their lives every day.
And no, they don't. No, they don't, because a lot of these women kicked the Afro men out of their lives. They didn't want the good men. The men that she's talking to are the felons and the people that have such risky, let's say, habits that it might get them killed in gang violence because they like gangsters and felons. Remember, she's talking to prison and people in high-risk jobs like they're going to die. She's not talking about servicemen that might die overseas. She's not talking about dudes that got risky jobs like a high-altitude welder, underwater. No, she's not talking about men with jobs. She's talking about the thug gangbangers because she's afraid that they're going to die any day. You have that. If you're with any decent men, that's not one of your fears. Or she's talking about the dudes in and out of the prison system. All right? Told you, they've never been for us. Right? Now I want you to read this caption right here. All right? She's upset because she keeps losing her Pookies and Ray Rays. All right? But she can't stand a decent Afro man. All right? That's the one crying out to a particular group of black men, which are in the minority. They're only effing the minority of these dudes, right? Now pay attention to this Karen. She goes off because it's about proportion. Blacks commit a wide disproportionate amount of crime, apparently. Watch her go in. This is someone that's protecting the image of the good Afro men. The black woman on the other side is the one that would spit on the image of the good Afro men. She will facilitate the negative narrative that we ain't SH, we don't take care of our children, and we making all these babies. That's the mantra, right? But this one, the Karen, listen.
In 2019, there were a little over 10 million crimes committed in the United States. And out of those 10 million crimes committed, 7 million of those crimes were committed by white Americans, and 2.6 million of those crimes were committed by black Americans. That means that 69% of the crimes committed in the United States in the year 2019, of those 10 million, 69% were white people.
And this is the case every year. White people always commit more crimes than Afro people. The reason why our families are doing so bad is because of the black woman. She only talks to the criminal. So if the criminal is the one making all these babies, but they're the ones that's committing a crime, not only is it going to make most of the children not have a good man, right? Because that's who this affects, is the children, right? So not only is it going to make most of the children not have a good man, but it's going to skew the image of Afro men in general, since only a minority of men commit these crimes. Minority of Afro men. All right? Think about that.
And only 26% were black Americans.
26% of Afro Americans, right, committed these crimes. 26%. That means the whole 74 other percent have been decent men, like the statistics that I've been telling you and have been showing you have been stating.
Here's a little bit more for you. 2017, a report was put out by the University of Michigan that showed that 1,900 people had been exonerated for crimes that they did not commit. Out of those 1,900 people that were charged and sentenced and served time in prison, many of them for years, okay? Out of those 1,900, 47% of them were black Americans. But you want to throw up the 13% of the population are black Americans and the disproportionate rate at which they commit crime. Miss me with that shit. The only damn thing you should be talking about when it comes to the disproportionate rate is the ridiculously disproportionate rate of black Americans being killed by the police. Do your homework.
So y'all tell me in the comment section, which one of these women really have the backs of the majority population of good Afro men? All right. Now, because I went here, I wanted to illustrate something by bringing up the stats again. All right. Because I'm BSing. These women on the left, they ain't loving the majority of the Afro men. They only like the thugs. They like the very ones that's going to jail, in and out of prisons. They like the very ones that are thug gangbanging and stuff, who's giving a bad image to the Afro men overall. But that's who they love. That's who the average black women love. And we know this because here's the stats. Okay, so this is all over the place, right? But black mothers lead the list. 59% have children with more than one father, while Hispanics come in second at 35, whites at 22. So nobody is saying that the other women weren't doing it. we're saying that they have done the most to destroy they're destroying their behavior has actually destroyed the community to the point where it can't come get back up, right? So I want you to now understand this. The majority of men, so these links will be in the description box, but there's more than one link with that. But the reason for the black mother thing, and it's deeper than that, but the woman that looked into this data, she's a black psychologist or psychiatrist. But it's in the link. If you read down, it'll be her name. She's from the I forgot, but that we're not going to get. Just go to the link in the description box. It'll be right below my donation links. All right, the majority of men who have fathered children with different women were married to at least one of the women involved. Okay? So, the majority of Afro men, more Afro men are married than black women, right? But here's the thing. This is for men in general, but it's higher for black men. Incarceration is more prevalent among men who exhibit multiple partner fertility, approximately 61%, and for Afro men is closer to 70, all right, who experience multiple partner fertility have served time in prison. In other words, if you read down, they break it down. I wanted to use the scientific term. All right, compared to with 28% of men with single partner fertility. Okay, so basically, to put it down, the men that is in and out of incarceration, felons, all right, they create, and this is another, there's another study too. 61% of them have multiple children from multiple mothers. Now, keep this in mind that in a black community, this is a minority. If they want to really make something look serious and bad, they will parse it down to the 17, 18, and 19-year-olds. But if you take it from 16 to 44, most Afro men do not have children. And the ones that do are primarily married, which means the thugs and the gangbangers are producing most of the children from most of the black women, to the tune of 70%, with 59% of that being women that have multiple children from multiple different of these thugs and gangbangers. And the other thing that bothers these women is that the wall awaits. And they're running up against it so hard, it's ridiculous. And the thugs and felons that they chose can't do anything. And they despise the men that could. With that said, I'm out.